Good job on the last mission. White Dingoes should be proud. Sorry, it's a little soon, but here's your next one. The White Dingoes will now commence entering the occupied city of Alice Springs as reconnaissance for the main Red Possum Force. You will then initiate attack on the enemy troops. When you do, your top priority will be to destroy the pillbox clusters in the hills to the north and south of the city, which are the biggest obstacles that the main force will face when entering there. Since this city is located in the central region of the continent, it was fortunately protected from the worst of the colony drop disaster, meaning there are many civilians still there. Take the utmost care and precaution while in the area so as not to endanger them. This especially applies to the water tanks, which are the lifelines for the city and the surrounding area. If they're destroyed, even if we manage to take the city from the Zeon, it'll make supporting it afterwards very difficult. Exercise extreme caution on this one. I wish you all the best of luck in this battle.
Captain, I have some intel for you. According to the information I got from the Wombat Resistance Group that we encountered on our last mission, Zeon transport trains will move through Alice Springs within the next few days. They don't have any details as of yet, but there's a distinct possibility that they're transporting something very important.
There is a chance that we may run into one of these trains during the battle. I wonder what they've got inside them.
Rumor has it that as the Zeon forces began to show signs of defeat, they started loading up their resources and are secretly transporting them somewhere out into space. These shipments may be part of that plan if my sources are not mistaken. They may even be carrying some sort of vital resource for all we know. Lieutenant, I think we should consider stopping those trains that we happen to run across if we're going to see this through. Don't you think so?
Well, we can cross that bridge when we get to it. After all, the trains may not even show up during our mission.
You really are irresponsible, aren't you? However, there's still the possibility that those trains won't even show up. So why don't we stick to headquarters' original plan and concentrate our efforts on destroying those pillboxes and breaking through?
Hey there, Lieutenant Rhea. Well, what do you know? We're finally on our way. I guess the brass just doesn't understand how long it takes to do maintenance on these things while we're on the front lines. Well, as long as you leave it to me, I'd be sure to have it ready to go no matter how little time they give us. That's one thing you don't have to worry about. So you take... Lieutenant Rhea, is this the unit and the equipment you want? So you is that all? This is the basic... So you take... Lieutenant Rhea, is this the unit and the equipment you want? So you take... Lieutenant Rhea, is this the unit and the equipment you want? All right, now that you're finished...
Lieutenant Rhea? I'm convinced that the last battle we were engaged in was just a delaying tactic on our enemy's part. When you stop and think about it, this mission they gave us is pretty darn reckless. Sending in a force as small as ours before the main attack force arrives is far too dangerous. Then again, if it turns out that the enemy's strength becomes divided because they're trying to buy themselves time for some reason, then what we're doing may be coming as a surprise to them and work after all. I think that finding out why the enemy's trying to delay us will have a greater benefit to our future missions. That's the reason why I think the commander ordered us to go on such a risky mission in the first place. He's counting on our abilities. Anyway, we should be extremely cautious when carrying out this operation.
Hey, Lieutenant Rhea, were you listening to the radio just now? Jacqueline, that sweet battlefield flower was coming in loud and clear. I recorded her last transmission. Take a listen.
Hi there, all you brave Federation soldiers listening out there. Are you all okay? Your Jackie's doing great, thanks in large part to all of your brave efforts. Now then, as you all probably know by now, the Federation has finally begun its long-awaited battle for justice and liberty here in Australia as well. And I even heard from very reliable sources that they scored early victories in many places soon after the opening salvos against the Zeon forces. Still, if you were going to do this, I wish you'd start a little sooner. Is it wrong to be selfish like that? Sorry, guys. Anyway, keep up the good work. Jackie's rooting for you here. And now, our next song is...
Whew! She's really got great stuff, don't you think? I love Jacqueline's show. I'll tape the next one for you too, if you want. Oh yeah, by the way, Lieutenant, if you could, don't mention any of this to Anita. She sort of considers Jacqueline her personal enemy, if you can believe that. Man, I wish she'd just lighten up.
Lieutenant, like Commander Stanley informed us, there are many civilians still in the Alice Springs metropolitan area. I think a lot of them stayed in the center of the city because the Zeon valued the civilians who worked in the occupation base and let them live safely in exchange for their full cooperation. I think it's best if we avoid the center of the city so we can minimize any damage we do. We can then liberate the entire area after the outlying areas have been secured and disarmed.
And if we do any fighting in the city center, we have to be careful not to frag any water tanks, right? Okay, got it.
Man, with everything else we have to worry about, now we have to concern ourselves with that too? Okay, should we try crashing this tea party?
Fang 1, requesting orders from you. This is Oasis. I'm proceeding as per HQ's plan, and I'm presently searching for the enemy. Since I expect soundtracking will be hard in a city spread out like this, I'm going to hold my position here for a bit. Requesting assistance.
Fang 3, roger that!
This is Oasis. Have completed the search. That's strange. We expected this to be... We got him! What do you say we take out another one? This is Oasis. Fang 3, take special care to avoid firing on the civilians in the area.
Why are you singling me out for that?
Because you're the least dependable guy here. Destroying any civilian buildings. This is Oasis. I'm picking up a vibration noise on the railroad tracks. A train's coming this way!
At this rate, I wonder if any enemies will be left when the main force arrives. Coming in for a close encounter, huh?
Fang 2, roger.
Fang 3, roger that!
Lieutenant, I confirmed that a train came into the battle area. This is Oasis. Have completed mission sonar sweep of the area. Continuing the search. I confirm. The train is immobilized. Lieutenant Ray, I'm getting a message from the enemy. I'll transfer to you.
This is Lieutenant J.G. Vish Donahue, Xeon Forces Commandant for this city. Vish. Guy they call Wild Thunder? I have a proposal for the Federation officer in charge. We have no desire to fight a hopeless battle any longer. As I'm sure you know, there are many civilians living here in the Alice Springs metropolitan area. From our point of view, fighting a battle here would be a tragedy that would undoubtedly benefit neither side. We hope you can see our position. Therefore, we are now prepared to leave the city and hand it over to you. Our conditions are that we must be able to pull out without incident. Rest assured, until we are out of here and have established ourselves in neutral territory, we will not attack you in any way. Of course, if you attack us, we will have no further choice but to respond accordingly. I believe you would prefer to settle this situation in a peaceful and fair manner, as I've just laid out for you.
Got it all planned, hasn't it?
What? You mean to tell me they didn't want to fight us in the first place?
When you think about the damage we might do to the city, these conditions really don't sound that bad. What should we do, Lieutenant? Lieutenant, I confirm that the remaining enemy forces are definitely retreating from the battle zone. The battle's over.
I guess I'm kind of disappointed. I mean, the Zeeks still have the overwhelming advantage all across the continent, but they pulled out of this place so quickly, I really haven't figured out what to make of it. I've got a bad feeling about this.
I wonder what their abandoning this position will mean for the war in the long run, and for the possibility of any kind of peace process. Maybe it'll have no meaning at all.
And then there was that train. Do you think it was really just a troop transport, or could it have been something else?
We'll just have to wait until the intelligence boys and the main force get back to us about this.
The more I think about it, the more it really bugs me. Anyway, our mission's finally complete. We retook the city and drove out the enemy troops there. We were even successful in taking out the Wild Thunderer Zeon. I'd call that pretty much a success.
Oh, yeah. Let's leave it to the guys upstairs to worry about all of the complicated stuff. Anyway, I believe the Lieutenant's decision was the right one after all.
Lieutenant Vish, glad to see you. The train, unfortunately, was destroyed.
I see. Besides that, it seems that I lost my favorite suit today. I've lost my edge. That Fetty mobile suit team we came across before, you've got to admit that they were pretty damn good. And their platoon commander seems to be pretty good as well. A skilled pilot at the very least. He may become a very real threat to us.